is. There it is. Brett Brown is fired. Brett Brown is officially fired after 7 seasons. The Sixers finally grew some balls, manned up, and did what had to be done. But there is a lot more work to do, so let's first talk about coaching candidates and where we should go from here. Right now. What is up, guys? DJ Eastwood here. Run it back. Home of the most brutally honest Philly sports takes on YouTube. Some people don't like it, but it's because some people don't like the truth. Hit the subscribe button. 50% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. I want my subscription. Hit the button. I give you these videos for free. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Help this video rank up on YouTube. And hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss any videos. It dings your phone like an annoying girlfriend, except it's not your girlfriend asking why that other girl was texting you last night. It's me talking about the Sixers and Eagles. Let's get into it. The Sixers fired Brett Brown. And, yeah, I've been calling for this for over a year. I called for it last year in the playoffs when Brown blew the end of Game 7. I've been calling for this for a long time. I've been calling out his inefficiencies and his deficiencies and his whatever other big word I can use all season long. And it finally happened. And I know I said I was going to throw a parade. I know you guys probably expect me to stand up here and scream and yell and be so happy that Brett Brown is fired. And I am. But let's be realistic here. He's only one of the issues. I kind of feel the same. I don't feel that different that Brett Brown got fired. I don't feel that different. I mean, after a sweep to the Celtics, it was bound to happen. But I don't feel that much better. I thought I would have felt better than this. That's what she said. I thought I would have felt better than this. I don't feel that much better because there's so many other issues that need to be taken care of. But this was step one. This had to happen. Let's talk about other things that had to happen. I personally think they should have fired everybody in the front office. I think Elton Brand should have been canned too, because I think anybody that had a hand in what happened this season, anybody that was involved in what happened this season should have been fired. I personally would have fired Elton Brand on the same second I fired Brett Brown. And here's why. How could you make that Al Horford decision? How could you possibly make that signing this past offseason? How could that even happen? 34 years old, a center when you need shooters and ball handlers, $109 million until the guy's 38 years old. How could you possibly have made that signing? Anybody that took a pen and signed off on that deal should have been canned. Anybody, Elton Brand, Brett Brown, anybody else that was involved in that decision-making, and if some of the owners had a decision in that decision-making, had a say in that decision-making, I'm rambling now, if some of the owners had a say in that decision, they should fire themselves. Everybody that was involved in that Horford signing should have been fired. Elton Brand had some comments. Elton Brand said, I'm not looking to trade Ben or Joel. I'm looking to complement them better. How was your goal when you came in here not to compliment them in the first place? You signed Al Horford. You signed Tobias Harris to a max contract. Neither of these two players fit alongside Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. So you had a disaster of a season because of the moves that you made. And now you want to compliment them better. Well, first of all, good fucking luck with that, with the contracts that are on these books. The first thing you need to do to compliment them better is to trade Al Horford and, in my opinion, trade Tobias Harris, because the contracts are just astronomical. You could have had so many pieces that fit perfectly alongside Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, but you spent $300 million on these two goofballs. You got to get rid of those contracts right off the bat. Is Elton Brand going to do that? Is it even possible to do that? You are in such a shitty situation with the moves that you made last season. I don't know how you plan on looking to complement them better. I really don't. Obviously, if a player like Trey Burke would have got some more playing time, that would complement them better. Brett Brown didn't think so for some reason, but that's part of the reason he's fucking out of here. All of that aside, the first step in this process, and oh my God, do I hate using the word process. I never want to hear it again. Trust the process. All that nonsense that we went through. This is where we're at. We need to delete the word process from our brains forever. Anyway, the first move you need to make in this process, that's the only word I can use, is who's going to be the next coach. So let's go over a couple of candidates. The candidates that I'm going to go over just right now, quickly doing a little bit of research and reading Twitter and blah, blah, blah. Today, I came up with 3 candidates that people are talking about right now. Number 1, Gregg Popovich. Number 2, Jay Wright. Number 3, Tyron Lue. I'll tell you why the first 2 are completely impossible, and we'll talk about the third one. The first one, Gregg Popovich. Somebody tweeted me that Gregg Popovich is considering either the Nets or the Sixers. I personally do not think either of those 2 things are going to happen. I think this is made up by sports media. I don't think Gregg Popovich is interested in anything outside of the Spurs organization. But if he is, he's going to take the Nets because Gregg Popovich will never undermine his good buddy pal Brett Brown. Gregg Popovich would never see Brett Brown get fired after 7 seasons and come in and take over. He won't do that. I do not think Gregg Popovich would do that to Brett Brown. I don't think he's going to do that. Let's move on from Gregg Popovich. That's never going to happen. He's never going to coach the Philadelphia 76ers, all right? Jay Wright obviously is the shiny prize. Jay Wright is obviously the trophy coach that you would want to come in here and coach the Philadelphia 76ers. There's nothing about Jay Wright that you wouldn't want in this organization. Smart basketball mind, winning resume, yada, 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 on and on and on. He's the perfect candidate for the job. But Jay Wright's not leaving Villanova. Why do people keep saying this? Why do people keep saying he's not leaving Villanova? Why would he leave Villanova? Let's go over a couple reasons why Jay Wright would never leave Villanova. The money's not better. Brett Brown was making $2 million a year as the Sixers head coach. He was among one of the lowest paid head coaches in the league, which is probably why Josh Harris and these goofballs kept him on for so long, because they're just about money. It's like a cheap auto mechanic. There's better mechanics out there, but if this guy's putting the brakes on and nobody's really complaining yet, keep the cheap one. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they kept Brett Brown for so long. He was making $2 million a year. Jay Wright was making almost $4 million a year at Villanova. UCLA offered Jay Wright more than double his salary, and he turned it down. Let me say that again. UCLA offered Jay Wright more than double his salary, and he turned it down. So clearly, money, a nicer environment, live next to the beach, blah, 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 is not swaying Jay Wright. He's not leaving Villanova for more money or better scenery or anything like that. So if he won't even leave Villanova for double his salary to go to UCLA, why the hell would he go to the NBA? And why the hell would he go to the Sixers, who have the most dysfunctional organization in maybe bottom 5 in the NBA right now? Why would he take on all of those extra issues for no incentive? What is the incentive? Hey, Jay, you get to coach in the NBA. Yeah, I know you're a great college coach and you're heralded as the next Coach K, and you're going to be legendary, and you have celebrity status, and you have everything you could ever want coaching this college team, but you get to coach in the NBA. Why would he care about that? I don't see the incentive. I really don't. And not leaving that college situation to come to the Sixers and take on all of these problems, that's like dating a woman who's very good looking, but is not a supermodel, and she does everything you could possibly want as a wife. She takes care of you hand and foot. She treats you like a king. And someone says, hey, this supermodel over here, she looks really nice. This supermodel over here wants you, but she's crazy and she might burn your house down. Nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm staying right here. I don't give a damn about that girl. I got everything I need right here. Why would I do that and cause myself all this stress and anxiety? Jay Wright's not leaving Villanova. Enough with the Jay Wright stuff. So the last candidate we have, and there's others, Kenny Atkinson, other candidates I could go through, but we need to talk about Tyron Lue because yesterday it came out that the Sixers' lead candidate for the head coaching job is Tyron Lue. Tyron Lue. And this would just be such an epic turn of events for me personally because I grew up watching Allen Iverson play the game. I watched that playoff series. I watched the step back, step over Tyron Lue happen in real time. I watched it on TV. I watched Tyron Lue harass Allen Iverson the entire game. Pesky little motherfucker. And Iverson hit the step back in his face and stepped over him. I watched that happen. We hated Tyron Lue. It would just be so funny if 20 years later, he ends up being the Sixers head coach. Here's one thing I really like about Tyron Lue, if this is true, because I'm so sick of the nice guy stuff with Brett Brown. I'm so sick of these players not being held accountable. I'm so sick of nobody telling Ben Simmons to shoot the damn ball. I'm so sick of this soft-ass environment they've put these pampered celebrity players in. If this is true, we need to hire him right now. There was a rumor a couple years ago that Tyron Lue, right when he got to the Cleveland Cavaliers organization, they were in a huddle. LeBron James was trying to tell everybody what to do, and Tyron Lue looked at him and said, "Shut the fuck up. I got this." Tyron Lue told LeBron James to shut the fuck up. If that happened, we need to hire him right now. We need to hire him right now. If that is true, we need to hire him right now. I need a coach that's going to tell players to shut the fuck up. I need a coach that's going to tell players shoot the damn ball. I need a coach that's going to tell players get in shape. I need a coach that's going to tell players, hey, what the hell are you doing? Sit on the bench, you're playing like shit. I need a coach that's going to be hard-headed and ready to get players in line, and you can't win with this nice guy approach. Other than that, Tyron Lue has championships as a player. Tyron Lue has a championship as a head coach. Now, yeah, he coached LeBron James, who's the floor general, who's one of the greatest players ever, who coaches players on the court probably better than his coach coaches players on the sideline. So you have an on-court coach. Does that mean that the coach really matters? Well, they fired David Blatt. So they fired David Blatt, brought in Tyron Lue. David Blatt wasn't saying anything to LeBron James. He was just taking it on the chin, letting LeBron do whatever he wanted. Maybe that front office said, we need somebody that's going to stand up and take charge. And they hired Tyron Lue because he wasn't scared of LeBron James. If that's true, we need to hire him. I need somebody who's not scared of Ben Simmons. I need somebody who's not scared of Joel Embiid. Also, Tyron Lue played guard his whole life, played point guard, played shooting guard. I like that from a basketball standpoint, from a basketball mindset, because I've watched Brett Brown and Elton Brand put this team together with no guard play whatsoever, not try to go out and sign somebody who can dribble and shoot, not try to go after a Kemba Walker or a D'Angelo Russell, not try to get anybody that can dribble and shoot. They forgot that guards are important in the NBA. They forgot that it's 2020 and people are scoring 140 points a game and you need people who can score. They forgot all of that and got a bunch of centers and forwards, and the season was a disaster. I'm so sick of that mindset. I need somebody that knows about guard play, that understands the importance of guard play and how you need guards on the floor that can dribble and shoot around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And the rumor is that he would bring Chauncey Billups with him as an assistant. I love Chauncey Billups. I would love Chauncey Billups to come along with Tyron Lue. I got no issue with Tyron Lue coaching his team. A lot of people have issues with it because they say he has no resume and he coached LeBron James, and that's the only reason he won a ring. But I think we should give the guy the benefit of the doubt. My question here is, what better candidates do we have? That's what we need to ask ourselves. We can't sit around for a season and wait for somebody to become available. You got to hire a coach soon. What better candidates do we have? You guys feel free to let me know in the comments what you think about what better candidates we have and what the Sixers should do. But I got no issue with Tyron Lue coming in here, implementing guard play in this system, implementing perimeter defense in this system. I got no problem with. Here's a good tweet from my guy, Sue59164181. You need to work on your Twitter handle a little bit, but it's okay. I enjoy the tweet, and I want to respond to it right here. We were talking about Ty Lue. He said there's a rumor that Ty Lue's defense is worse than Brett Brown's. I don't believe that. I don't know how your defense could possibly be worse than Brett Brown's defensive philosophies. They were horrendous, especially with two centers guarding the pick and roll. It was atrocious to watch, and I'm glad I never have to see it again. But he said this, but his offense was really good. It's not a good offense for old-fashioned bigs like Joel Embiid, but fantastic for rare talents like Ben Simmons. Basically, he likes to play 5 out, not 4 out, 1 in. So I think Joel will score less with Ty Lue, and Ben will score at least 20 points per game with 9+ assists. Now listen, my response to that is Ty Lue played a 5 out in Cleveland because he had the players to play a 5 out. He didn't have a Joel Embiid. I think, obviously, if you had Joel Embiid on that Cleveland team, he would have played a 4 out, 1 in. That would have given LeBron James a break, actually. Hey, we can dump the ball in the post. This guy has to get double-teamed or else he's going to dominate. So now they got a double team. Now we got guys wide open. You would definitely use Joel Embiid effectively in a 4-1 situation if you had him on your roster. They were talking on TNT, Charles Barkley and Shaq and these guys. No, it was Scottie Pippen and somebody else talking about how the league is moving forward and Joel Embiid doesn't fit, and you don't use centers that way anymore, and they should trade Joel Embiid because nobody plays like that anymore. Nobody's played like that because there hasn't been a center as dominant as Joel Embiid for a long time. That's the only reason nobody plays like that. It's obvious that it's an advantage to have a big guy like that can dominate and score in the post because you have to double team him. How is that not an advantage? He just has to be used the right way. If Joel Embiid was in Miami, trust me, they'd be dumping the ball in the post, they'd be bringing the double team, and there would be shooters wide open left and right, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, all these snipers that the Sixers never have would be wide open left and right. So I don't believe that Joel Embiid doesn't fit in modern-day NBA. I think that's only because there hasn't been a Joel Embiid for a long time. There hasn't been a Hakeem Olajuwon type of player in a long time. And I also think Tyron Lue would run a 4-1 if he was the coach of this team with Joel Embiid in the middle. Here's Josh Harris's comments. It's unacceptable and it's important that we all hold ourselves accountable. Now, hey, I actually like that. I like that. So Josh Harris was actually watching Brett Brown coach Ben Simmons and started to agree, hey, we gotta hold players accountable here. You know what I mean? This is enough of this, man. These players are running all over you. They're not doing anything you say. Enough of this. I think that's good. It's unacceptable, and it's important that we all hold ourselves accountable, though. Josh Harris is saying, hey, we fucked up too. Hey, you fucked up. You fucked up. I fucked up. That's good. I like that. We're going to do a real assessment and expect that much more changes will need to be made in order to get this organization back on track. We need to get it right. Wow. Much more changes. Not just Brett Brown. Much more change. Does Josh Harris actually understand that much more changes need to be made? That gives me a good feeling. He might fire Brett Brown. He might fire Elton Brand after all. Much more changes need to be made to get the organization back on track. I think they're going to try to move this Horford contract. They're going to try to move this Tobias Harris contract. They're going to make big changes. Big changes. Not just the firing of Brett Brown. But I also do not want ownership making any decisions whatsoever. Let Elton Brand realize I fucked up. This is the way we need to go. Let a coach come in here that knows how to coach. Let a coach come in here and say, hey, give me some guards. Give me some shooters. I think everybody understands now what this team needs. If Elton Brand doesn't understand it by now, he's blind and deaf. What I want to see is the right players around Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. That's it. That's it. That's all I want to see. If you look at the 2017 team, they put the stats on what's the show with Rachel Nichols, the basketball show, Get Up or whatever. They put the stats on the 2017 Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons together on the court were a plus 19. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons on the court this last season were a plus 0.5. And that is simply because you added 2 forwards. How could you be that stupid? You don't add 2 forwards to 2 guys who already play in the paint. This is the most fucking basic basketball shit I've ever heard, and you fucked it up. 2017, Covington, Dario, J.J. Redick, Bellinelli, Ilyasova. You need floor spacers. That's what I want to see. And I want to see ball handling scorers. That's what I want to see. No more Mr. Nice Guy. And I want a coach that's going to come in here and be hard on these guys, get them in shape, tell them what needs to happen, shoot the ball or you're sitting on the bench. I don't care what your name is or how much of a celebrity you are or whether or not Kendall Jenner's sleeping at your house right now. I don't care. We're here to win basketball games. Hold these players accountable. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Nice Guy got fired. Maybe Brett Brown will write a book now because that, I think, is what he was meant for in this life. You guys give me all your thoughts and opinions in the comments. My name is DJ Eastwood. This has been Run It Back, home of the most brutally honest Philly sports takes on YouTube. Some people don't like it, but it's because some people don't like the truth. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. It dings your phone like an annoying wife, except it's not your wife asking why you didn't take the trash out yesterday. It's me talking about the Sixers and Eagles. Have a good day.